So what qualifies then as a transatlantic B2B software company? What would a startup or founder have to offer you to get a check out of those funds?
Well, absolutely. First of all, thanks so much for having me this morning, Ed. As you mentioned, my name's Zoe Chambers, and I'm one of the partners here at Frontline Ventures. So we have two complementary strategies. We have a European early stage fund that looks to be the first institutional check into startups that really are globally ambitious and look to want to accelerate their market entry into the States. And then we have a growth stage fund, which invests at Series B to D and looks at helping those companies enter into the European market. And we have done that so far with companies that include MosaicML, which is now part of Databricks, Vanta, Lattice, Attentive, and Navan.
I find that really interesting. Does it reflect a deficit of talent or a deficit of companies operationalized in one market versus another? Or is it just the opposite, that if you want to grow a really good software or SaaS company, you kind of need to be in those markets?
That's exactly it. It's that point. So fundamentally, 70% of global software spend comes from the US and Europe. And in fact, 70% of venture capital dollars is also in those two markets. So our whole fund strategy centers around the core belief that you have to access and win in both the US and Europe if you truly want to be, a category leader and go on to IPO. So it's more about the most talented want to have a foothold in both of those geographies because they are just so important.
So when Frontline is looking for this talent, the founders, tell me about the firm and how it's set up. Do you have people transatlantic as well in terms of your offices?
We absolutely do. So we have folks in San Francisco, in New York, in Dublin, and in London. And that kind of follows not only kind of where talent is, but equally the key four landing spots when you are a US company who expands into Europe tends to be London, Dublin, Amsterdam, and Berlin. And then the other way around, San Francisco and New York, absolutely two very strong, mature ecosystems. And so, of course, we have partners on the ground there.